25th, 2012. This is Pulling You, number 80 on Strong Jump Shifts with 6-5 hands. And welcome back, bridge friends. This is Michael here. Aloha. And we're in our third and final segment of Strong Jump Shifts, where we'll take a look at 3 different hand variations. Now we have another 7 hands, and as promised, we're going to take a look at the hands we saw in part 1 and part 2. 2 more instances, one with different bidding, the second one with changing an honor for the east-west, and see what impact that makes on play. Then we have another hand variation. This will be a major and a minor 6-5 hand with similar type of honors, but this time we're going to have a 4 loser count. Should we open it to 2 clubs or continue to open it 1 of a major and then rebid 3 of the other suit, in this case a minor? And then finally, the first hands that we saw, we're going to go to the original variation that was from Eddie Cantor. We're going to take a look at his, which is where the opponents have an interference bid. Our partner shows support, so it won't be a strong jump shift, and we'll take a look at the bidding and play scenarios there. So okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. See you at the table. Well, okay, Bridge Thrill Seekers, welcome back to the table. In this case, everybody's going to have the same hands, but the bidding will change. Let's take a look at it. South, you recall, has a 6-5 hand, and they open 1 spade. North responds 1 no trump. This time, South says, you know, I don't want to end up where we're going to play in 3 no trump. I'm going to bid 4 hearts. What is that? We don't know. Bridge professionals don't agree on what this bid might mean. But obviously, we don't want to play in 3 no trump. We've passed that. And it sounds like our spades are probably longer. It's either 6-5 with spades and hearts, or it's 6-6 even possibly. So with that information, over to North, seems to me like it's either correct to 4 spades, if your partner does have 6 with King 10, 2 nice honors, or playing hearts. Which is it? You have 3 hearts. You do have a 5th there. This time, rather than going 3 hearts, which could be with 4, they went to 4 hearts, which ostensibly is 5 anyway. Well, I think you're better off in this case to play in the suit with lesser honors. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but let's imagine that the declare had ace, king, queen, jack, 10, and was 6-5, and they had to use a couple of those to ruff, maybe 3. Then what would happen would be you've got a problem because you want to pull trump, but you've only got 2 left, ace, king, and if they're 3-2 or goodness forbid 4-1, well, you see what's going on. So anyway, after 4 hearts, North says, I'm going to play there. Okay, so South is the declare playing in 4 hearts, same hands. Let's see how we do. Once again, it's going to be leading the ace from ace, king. And this time East plays the 10 of clubs, not the jack, asking for a switch to spades, because right hearts is trump this time, the highest ranking suit, asking for the highest ranking card. So in this case, yeah, I think we're going to be saying just encourage the suit. If you played the 7, that would be a little stingy. Your partner may not be exactly sure what's going on with the 6 coming from the South. So, okay, continuing the suit. The king of clubs drops the queen, a 5, played a high-low from 4 in the East, very good, and South roughs in with the 5. Well, we've learned over the series of hands that in this case, that king of diamonds playing it, and then later on playing the ace of diamonds and pitching, in this case, a spade would not do any good. So we might as well play that king of diamonds, get to the ace, it only hurts for a second, and then we can go ahead and try a finesse to the closed hand. So we'll play a king of diamonds, overtake it with the ace, and out comes our 9 of hearts, because we want to do what? We want to encourage East to cover. So we play the highest convenient card. It won't matter whether we play the 9, the 8, or the 4, but psychologically it might help us. And we play the 9, sure enough they play the 10. I suppose they could maybe be thinking their partner has a singleton, so they want to not have them drop a singleton king on the ace. In this case though, it's not likely it's a singleton, based upon the fact there's only 3 in the dummy. All right, after winning the king, they go ahead and come back in a diamond and 9-10 jack and another ruff. Okay, they're happy. They've got a second ruff in here. So, okay, now we go ahead and play a low heart, and we're very happy that we see the ace drop, that it's not a 4-1 against us. Remember the first time we saw a 10 and a king. That was very good news for us. In fact, let's take a look at that just for a minute. Ace 10, King, Queen, 3. That's a good distribution from the declarer's perspective, isn't it? They like that they see top honor, 10 doubleton in one hand. If it was like this, not so good. And we're going to see something like that on our next hand. But at any rate, with this type of a split, we are happy. Now, I mentioned that it's probably about 1 in 4, a little bit less, that it's going to be where you're going to have 2 honors in one hand, 2 top honors, something like this, but it can happen. Even worse would be, I suppose, if you had 3 top honors one hand and a small doubleton. Not as likely, of course. So we think about not only the distribution of the suit, but in this case, we're interested in the honors. So after they come up with the ace, we know that the suit is ours, provided we don't get depleted in trump. And sure enough, they're playing a spade. We can win it with a 10 in the dummy. We have to be a little bit careful that we don't get locked in the wrong hand, but it shouldn't be too hard in this situation. So after winning the 10, we go ahead and play our last trump. We play our ace of spades, not a small spade. You don't want to get stuck in that dummy. You're going to lose another 3 tricks. We play our ace of spades, smothering the king, and as we can see, the rest of the spades were home free. So same hand as we had before for everybody, but you can see what a difference that made is when we played, in this case, in a 4-heart contract. There was no way for the defenders to have a strategy to go ahead and rough in, as it turned out. So, okay, let's go ahead and try hand number 6. Okay, in our second hand in the set, hand number 6, we once again have the same bidding, same auction, same cards, except East and West have 1 card different. And that is that no longer does East have the ace 10. This time it's ace little. So we have 2 of the honors over here by the West. Not so good, but let's see how this turns out. So the bidding goes on to 4 hearts as before, and the opening lead, as you'll recall, was the ace of clubs followed by the king of clubs, seeing the encouraging 10. And we roughed in the south hand. Once again, the smart declare realizes that throwing on the diamond ace is of no benefit, so they go ahead and overtake the king of diamonds with the ace of diamonds and come back with that famous 9 of hearts. So over into the east hand, do you want to win it or do you want to play low? Well, in this case, look what East does. They play the ace. Well, if the declare has the king jack or something like that, then it kind of, the guess is over, isn't it? So in this case, this is not a good play. In fact, it is L. It is a loser play. Whereas the playing of a small card would have been a winner play with this combination of cards. So sorry, East, you got a little bit excited. I don't know what your plan was. If you had some kind of a strategy to get some cards before they pitched, maybe in the dummy you were able to get some finesses, or to be able to deplete their trump, some other thing, I guess I could see where you're going. But in this case, you had no really strong play. So at any rate, after winning the ace, you come back with the queen of diamonds. Yes, they rough again, all well and good, but now they play the queen of hearts. Your partner does win the king, and after that, they might as well play a heart, getting 2 trumps from the opponents, seeing if that helps to deplete it. And after that, we can see that once again, South has all of the tricks. But let's take a look at that just so we can kind of see the consequence of what happened. So that was an ace of clubs, and then the next was the king of clubs roughed in. They then play the king of diamonds over to the ace. They play a heart. Rather than take it with the ace, let's go ahead and play a low heart. Okay, South, you're going to go ahead and go up, I suppose, with the queen. And over in the west hand, you're going to win with the king. So at this point in time, you're going to want to cause the declare to rough again. You want to get maximum value of your trump is what you're trying to do. So you're going to play a 4 of diamonds. It doesn't really matter what North plays here. And over in the east, they know that South is roughing. They can even play the 7. And South, well, you've got a rough. Okay, so far so good. Now you can see that if you play your hearts, they're going to get both the heart tricks. You're aware of that. So what are you going to do? Well, I guess you're going to go ahead and play one of them maybe, and then see if you can cause them to ruff. That's a problem, isn't it? Well, maybe play a spade first up to the king. You're not really sure where to go with this, so you do that. Can you get a benefit by ruffing back and forth, a cross ruff? Well, not really. You've got 4 tricks, cross ruffs, and then since you don't have the right suits, that's not going to work either, is it? So you're in between a rock and a hard spot. So let's say that you play 1 round of hearts, they go up with the ace, okay, lucky. So now you've got the jack over their 10. Maybe this will work after all. Well, not really, because they're going to do what? They're going to play the diamond suit. And now you've got to ruff it or let them continue to get tricks. They get the clubs also. So you ruff it. And your partner over in the west cannot overruff, so I guess they pitch a spade. And so at this point, yeah, you can go ahead and play your ace of spades, sure. They then go ahead and play a low club. If I can get it over there, there we go. Okay, everybody follows. And at this point, when we play a spade, we can see that the 4th trick is made by the opponents. They got, in other words, the benefit of all 3 of those heart tricks, didn't they? By playing low in the first situation. So, when you have an opportunity to overtake and trump, use a little bit of thought. Sometimes you cover an honor with an honor. You gotta be careful not to crash with your partner. But the thought is that if they have to go up with an honor, and then you can go ahead and start depleting the side suit, tapping the declarer's trump, you can oftentimes get an extra trick. Okay? Okay, let's try hand number 7. So in our 3rd hand in the set, hand number 7, lucky hand number 7 from south perspective, we'll see. We have a 6-5-2-0. Actually, 6-5-1-1, 6-5-2-2, those come up 0.7% of the time. Coincidence? I think so. Okay, so south has ace, king, jack 10, 6 times, even better suit, gorgeous with 4 honors. Let's do our high card points to start. That is 8 high card points. In diamonds, ace, 8 spot, another 4 high card points is 12. In clubs, queen, jack 10, 8, 7. There's another 3 is 15. That 10 of clubs is a nice card, isn't it? We saw last time where we had queen, jack 5 times. We got in trouble except for the opponent's misplaying. We like that 10 and we like the honors. This is a pure black hand and a primary honor in that 3rd suit rather than a singleton king. Who knows what that was worth. So our high card points got us up to 15, and we've got 2 distribution points, at least in diamonds, 17. 1 distribution point for the 5th club is 18, maybe worth more for this purity. I'd say about 19. So do you want to open at 1 spade? Well, if your partner can give you a trick, then you would want to be in game, wouldn't you? You have 4 losers? Let's see. Losing trick count. We need a partnership fit unless we can autonomously do it, and we can autonomously do it if we have a suit quality of 9 or more. In spades, we have 4 honors, 6 long, 10. That is a fully self-sustained suit. If our partner is void, in fact, in this case, we're not going to have more than 1 loser. So 1 loser there. In diamonds, 1 loser for the ace doubleton. In clubs, 2 losers. 4 loser hand. I would open it 2 clubs. Some of you may want to open it 1 spade. North, if you hear 1 spade, are you going to make a bid with king, queen? If it was a minor, you'd probably bid the heart, but after 1 spade, I think you're going to pass. You're not going to play in game. So with a 4 loser hand, using our loser trick count based upon our suit quality, I think we're going to find ourselves a game here for better or worse. Okay, so opening 2 clubs, 5-3-3-2, and actually not a bad hand over there. Ace, jack 10, 9, 8 in hearts, king 9 3 times in clubs, jack 9 doubleton, no, nothing there in diamonds, and 9 8 3 times in spades should be a pass. Sometimes the opponents will interfere. I think being vulnerable versus not, they ought not to, especially with those 5 hearts behind these hearts. That's another story, but a pass. Over to the north hand. Well, with 8 points or more in 2 of the top 3 honors in one of the suits, you could go ahead and bid something other than 2 diamonds waiting. Now, we're not going to have a lesson here today on the 2 club responses per se, but This North decides to bid two hearts. I don't see the 8 points there, but they, I guess, think two of the top three and one suit's enough. A little bit overbidding. Over to the East hand. Well, they've got about 10 points themselves, don't they? Ace 3 times in clubs, 3 small hearts. King, Queen, 10, 5 times in diamonds, and Queen Doubleton in spades. Huh. They figure their partner must be completely bust or somebody's overbidding. Okay, to South. 2 spades would be sufficient. You like the fact that your partner seems to have 8 points or more in 2 of the top 3 hearts. You don't like the fact you're avoiding that suit, but you're not entirely surprised using the rule of anticipation. So in this situation, though, 2 spades would be fine. 3 spades would show like about a 3 loser hand, and you've got a 4 and a great suit, but you'll never get a chance to show your club suit if you're going to be bidding 3 spades. But South apparently is an overbidder also bidding 3 spades. Okay, back to North. Well, you'll bid 4 spades, signing off. Okay, the opening lead in this situation would be not from the ace unprotected in hearts. Would not want to lead the ace or underlead it, and you can see what problems you get in looking at the dummy there. Bad suit to lead. The clubs from King, 9, 3 times in clubs, not good with such a strong South bidder. So that leaves the diamond or the spades. And normally we would probably lead a spade suit. Leading away from a jack is not a good proposition if your partner's got a king and they've got the ace-queen. There's not too much guessing at that point. So I think leading a trump would probably be a good lead. They lead a small trump. Technically, we would lead away from the middle with 3 rather than low, just to show our partner our count signal using the trump ecosystem. Another lesson. Okay, we win with the queen over in the east, but our South can overtake it, and they actually win the trick with the king. Okay, you want to pull some trump or you want to get some roughs in? Well, you're going to lose 2 clubs no matter what. So with the connected 10, I don't think you're going to try a rough strategy. If you do and they see there's 2 on the board, when they get in, what are they going to do? They're going to come back and trump anyway, aren't they? Normally, in fact, the strategy you want to do is the opposite of what the other side is. Yeah, we're somewhat contrarians, but when we see what they're up to, we want to normally, if we're defense, try the opposite strategy. So, okay, we win the ace of spades. They both follow. Okay, so that means is that they have only 1 left, and we can pull that. We play the jack and get the 9 out, and there's a play of a 7. Looks somewhat encouraging over in the east hand. And so at this point, you're in the South hand, and I guess you just hope the clubs are going to cooperate, that they're going to be not 4-2. Now 3-3 is how many times? Now remember, we have 5, and there's 2 in the North. So that's 7. They have 6. 3-3 is 1 in 3 times, 36% chance. Much more likely that they're going to be 4-2 about half the time. So we'll go ahead and play 1 more spade and see if we can do some squeezing. Not likely to happen. Then we can go ahead and play a club, and the jack is a little obtuse. Rather than a low, you wouldn't want that. Okay, and they win with the ace. They play a diamond king to our ace. We play another top club. They both follow. That's 4. We hope they both have 1, or we're going to have some problems. So in this case, they play a diamond. They win the diamond trick with the queen in the east. They play another diamond. We rough in. And here's the moment of truth. We play the 10, and if they were 2-0, meaning initially they were 4-2, we'll have a problem. But they both have 1, so we, with our 10, capture the 9 and a small club, and our clubs are good, and our spade is good. So we had a bit of good luck there with that 3-3 split in clubs, which we needed. We had a bit of bad luck insofar as that we had no way to pitch on those hearts. Now, of course, if West would have led the ace of hearts, that would have been a whole other story. But our West is a smart player, will not lead an unprotected ace. So I think a couple things went wrong here. North, bidding 2 hearts. No, you don't have 8 points. Don't do that. Yes, you have 2 of the top 3 in this suit, but you don't have enough overall points to show that you have strong interest in slam, which is bidding other than 2 diamonds is the case. South, bidding 2 spades is sufficient. Remember, you don't have that many high card points. Yeah, you have this great shape, but 2 spades is sufficient, and later on you can come back and bid 4 clubs to show your second suit. If they bid a 3 level in something, fine. Or they bid no trump, you can bid 3 clubs and show another suit, fine. So 4 spades worked out well. It was a little bit ambitious as it turned out, based upon not being able to use hardly any cards in the dummy. We didn't really get any tricks from the dummy, did we? We just prevented them from playing hearts is all we did. Okay, let's try next hand.